Hey, welcome back to my recap channel, guys. We'll look at the Japanese animated film Rent a Girlfriend today. Please like, share, and subscribe before we continue. College student Kazuya Kinoshita, 20, has a wonderful girlfriend named Mami Nanami, who is happy and bright. However, Mami abruptly ends their relationship, breaking his heart and leaving him feeling completely alone. He uses an online app to get a rental girlfriend to make himself feel better. His companion is Chizuru Mizuhara, and she smites Kazuya since she is so attractive and adorable. The situation worsens when Kazuya reads Chizuru's internet reviews. Do you wish to know what unfolded? Stay tuned. We start the series with Kazuya reading about how other customers felt the same way about Chizuru. Kazuya thinks her warm smile and caring personality are tricks to get him to fall in love with her, so he doesn't like how fake she seems. Chizuru gets mad at him for being so dishonest, so she slams him, showing how sassy and quick-tempered she is. This one-sided conversation ends when Kazuya finds out that his grandmother has passed out. They hurry to the hospital where Kazuya's grandmother is already doing fine. She doesn't know why Chizuru is there, so she asks who she could be. On a whim, Kazuya says that they are in love immediately, so Chizuru has to act like they are in love. Then Kazuya's grandmother decides to tell the other older women, which scares Chizuru because one of them is her grandmother. Kazuya was ready to move on with his love life after he got out of the hospital, but when he and Chizuru found out, they went to the same college, which changed everything. When Kazuya and Chizuru meet for the first time, they both act like they don't know each other. Later, Chizuru takes Kazuya into a room and tells him not to tell anyone that she works for him and not to rent her again. To their surprise, they live next to each other in the same apartment building. Nagomi, Kazuya's grandmother, calls him to tell him that Chizuru should come with her when she comes to see him. As Kazuya's grandmother gets closer, he asks Chizuru to pretend to be his girlfriend, but she says no. But after hearing what they were saying, after listening to them talk through a window, Chizuru pretends to be his lover. She says she's sorry for being late, but she had to cook some meals. Nagomi is happy to see her again. As she leaves, she tells Kazuya that he should bring Chizuru with him when he comes to see her the following Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Kazuya can talk Chizuru into being his girlfriend for an hour. After their visit, Yoshiaki and Shun see Kazuya. At first, they think Chizuru wants to get Kazuya to join a cult and steal all of his money, but in the end, she says she is his girlfriend. They can't believe he is with such a beautiful woman, but they accept it when they find out they haven't had sex yet. They invite him to drink with them, and Sasano and Kazuya accept. When Kazuya comes home, he is surprised to see his mommy there, and Yoshiaki apologizes for not being ready for her. Kazuya feels terrible and wants to leave, but he can't leave without Chizuru. When he comes out of the bathroom, he sees Mami and Chizuru talking. Mami says that Kazuya's libido is a problem, saying that ever since they held hands and kissed, he has always wanted to do it again. He couldn't stand up from where they were sitting since she was wearing a miniskirt. When Chizuru sees that Kazuya isn't talking, she defends him by telling her not to speak badly about him, and reminding her that it's rude to talk about their ex-private partner in public. As they fight, Kazuya says that's how he is, and Chizuru decides to leave. After the party, Kazuya thinks that Chizuru defended him when he couldn't, but in the end she's just a temporary girlfriend. When Kazuya inquires about Mami's new boyfriend, she responds that she lied because he traveled with Chizuru. She claims that her brother is at home and they cannot visit. However, Kazuya defends Chizuru as Mami makes fun of her before escaping. When Kazuya returns to his apartment, he apologizes to Chizuru for the earlier incident. She assures him that everything will be okay and that she will be there for him if he needs anything. Kazuya and his buddies eventually head to the beach on the Izu Peninsula. When Mami is alone, she is envious of Kazuya and Chizuru's union. Later, Chizuru enters the room dressed as a college student as Mami tries to talk about all the fun times she and Kazuya had when dating. Kazuya and Chizuru fight while shopping, attracting Mami's attention. Chizuru abruptly alters and presents herself as if she and Kazuya are going on a date, surprising Mami. Despite Chizuru's attempts to leave, she must remain. Kazuya relates the story of how he and Chizuru met his friends. Mami gives him a kiss as he swims. Kazuya thinks about the first time he met Mami while Mami kisses him. When they get back to the group, Kazuya's grandmother calls him to tell him that she is getting out of the hospital. After taking the call, Kazuya tells Chizuru they are breaking up, which makes him and Kibe fight. Then Kibe tells Mami that the way she's acting is wrong. Chizuru then tells Kazuya that he hasn't done anything wrong. Kibe meets Chizuru later and talks to her about Kazuya. He tells her that despite his flaws, Kazuya is a good person and that they have known each other since they were kids. Then he gives her 2 tickets for the ferry that he bought. When Kazuya is on the ferry, Mami calls him. Chizuru falls overboard while he is on the phone because he is drunk. Kazuya goes after her as soon as he hears what happened from other people on the bus. Kazuya is able to save Chizuru, but he is in bad shape when they get back to the surface. Then Chizuru, who is angry, gives him CPR and saves his life. When he gets out of the hospital, his friends take him home. Kazuya tells Chizuru at their apartment that he already has plans for next week and will put the money in her mailbox. He also apologizes to her again for everything. When Kazuya is in his apartment, he realizes he is falling in love with Chizuru. Kazuya and his family go to a resort with hot springs after a while. When they get to the resort, Kazuya finds out that Chizuru's grandmother is also staying there. Then Kazuya and Chizuru find out that their grandmothers made them sleep in the same room. Chizuru decides that she might as well enjoy the situation after they talk to their grandmothers. While taking a bath, she runs into Kazuya's grandmother, who tells her that her husband died a year ago. When Chizuru returns to her room, she has fun and lets Kazuya stay with her. Kazuya tells Chizuru while lying down that he wants to keep renting her even though he thinks he is a hard client. Chizuru tells him he can keep renting her for a bit longer. Kazuya informs his pals that he and Chizuru are still dating a few days later. After Kazuya and Chizuru go on a date, they run into Kuribayashi, who tells him he has a girlfriend. Then he sets up a double date for them. When Kazuya is by himself, he meets a girl. The following Saturday, Kuribayashi takes Ruka Sedashina, his girlfriend, to a free climbing gym. This is the same girl Kazuya met before. Later, Ruka invites Chizuru upstairs. When they are apart, Ruka queries Chizuru about her status as a rental girlfriend. Ruka asks Kazuya and Chizuru to kiss when Kuribayashi goes to the bathroom. Ruka doesn't believe Chizuru when she acts like she's kissing Kazuya. Then Kazuya lies and says that Chizuru needs to see her grandmother. Afterward, Kazuya follows Kuribayashi and Ruka. Kazuya is still afraid that Ruka will tell Kuribayashi the truth when he drops her off, so he follows her into the station. She talks to him about it when he does. Even though they fought, Kazuya still follows Ruka. Kazuya grabs her just as she is about to fall a flight of stairs. He begs Ruka not to say anything, but she tells him she is also a rental girlfriend. This makes Chizuru very angry when Kazuya tells her about it later. Ruka shows up to the campus while Kazuya is waiting for Kuribayashi. As they try to hide, Ruka checks her phone. When he sees them together, Ruka tells Kuribayashi the truth about their relationship, which makes Kuribayashi sad. When Kazuya tells Chizuru what's going on, Ruka shows up. She says that while they're out, she won't say anything. After that, she tells him she likes him. Kazuya isn't sure what to do, so he asks Chizuru to distract Ruka so he can leave and tell Kuribayashi the truth. Ruka feels sad when she finally catches up to him. Chizuru then tells Kazuya that he should spend time with Ruka. Ruka's heart rate is slow and Kazuya is the first to get it going faster. Kazuya agrees to date Ruka for a short time to see how things go. Ruka won't let go of Kazuya, so he is tired. He books Chizuru for Christmas Eve, but her calendar says she's already taken. On Christmas Eve, he sees her with a handsome guy named Umi, and as his anger grows, he starts to follow them. Later that night, Chizuru sees Kazuya for the first time. She tells him she works as a rental girlfriend to get acting experience and corrects his thoughts about her and Umi. Then she gives Kazuya a phone case for Christmas. Kazuya works at a karaoke bar on the side. Then what happened after Christmas Eve is told. While they're on a date, she asks Chizuru if he likes her. He says he doesn't, but he says it is with some hesitation. Then they meet Ruka, who is leaving with Kazuya. Ruka takes Kazuya to a love hotel when she sees how confused he is. He tells her the truth about how Chizuru is feeling inside. When Ruka tries to get Kazuya to stay, he gets angry and leaves the room. Ruka checks his phone while he's gone. Kazuya and Chizuru are out with his family on New Year's Day when Ruka appears. When his grandma confronts him, he tells her that Ruka is always lying. Ruka can tell that people at the restaurant table aren't happy. Ruka tries to tell Kazuya's grandmother the truth about Chizuru when they are alone, but she can't. She tells Kazuya that she will keep trying to be his girlfriend. Later, it turns out that both Ruka and Kazuya will work at the same karaoke bar. Ruka tells Kazuya in the karaoke bar that she wants to be his girlfriend and she means it. A short time later, Kibe shows up and tells Kazuya that Kuribayashi has been acting strangely by writing things like, "I will never fall in love again." Ruka doesn't think about it even when Kazuya asks her about it. Later that night, Kazuya asks Chizuru to do him a favor. A few days later, Kuribayashi is upset as he waits for Chizuru at the train station. She tells him she is a rental girlfriend, which confuses him. Kuribayashi tells her and Kazuya how thankful the date made him feel better. After that, Kazuya tells the truth to Kuribayashi. Chizuru remembers when Kazuya asked her to go out with Kuribayashi to cheer him up. Later, when Kuribayashi asks if she could never fall in love with a client, she gives him a vague answer. On the balcony, Chizuru asks Kazuya for help finding a place to live for her mentor Sumi Sakurasawa, a shy young woman. Then she tells him she will help him until he stops thinking about Mami. At the train station, Sumi and Kazuya meet. As they move along, Mami sees them. Then Kazuya sees for himself how shy Sumi is. She uses hand signals to convey what she believes when he asks whether she is a rental girlfriend. Sumi thanks Kazuya for keeping her safe from bothersome people. Then it's clear that Mami had been watching them. When Kazuya comes back from the bathroom, Mami is already sitting at their table. When they are alone, Mami tells him he is more of a ladies' man than she initially thought. After the date is over, Kazuya compliments Sumi. Mami is jealous when she finds out that Sumi is a rental girlfriend. Later, Chizuru is seen by Kazuya while he and his friends are hanging out. During their evening talk on the balcony, Kazuya told Chizuru how much he appreciated her help with Sumi. She says that she was chosen to be in a play. The next day, when Chizuru is waiting for her customer, Mami shows up. Kazuya consents to Ruka's request for a date. Later, at their place for enjoyment, he is going to propose to her when he notices Mami and Chizuru entering one of the rooms. When Mami tries to pay Chizuru, she refuses. Then Mami says how long she's known what Chizuru does for a living. Chizuru asks Mami why she is doing this, but Mami doesn't answer. Kazuya discovers that Mami knows how he and Chizuru feel about each other. After they leave, he acts like he's sick so he can follow them. When Kazuya finds them, he hears Chizuru tell Mami, who doesn't believe her, that he is her boyfriend. Then she asks Mami if she has ever thought that he was the love of her life. But Mami's response needs to be made clearer. Kazuya is grateful that Chizuru stood up for him at night. He tells her he likes her when she says she's sorry she didn't find him a girl. When asked, he reluctantly says he meant for her to be a rental girlfriend. Chizuru gets nervous inside her apartment. Everyone goes their separate ways the next day. Well, that is it for today. If you like the video, turn on notifications, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it.